Nice. Right. So my number one is The Witcher 2. This is not considered a review. This is, it's still under embargo. So I have played it the most this week, but it's such a fucking massive game. I'm still in first impressions territory, really. I'm still only a few hours in. What I'm really impressed by is the writing. The animation in the cutscenes is a little bit squiffy here and there, but this is a game that's adult, and that's not because there's some tits and a bit of muff in the first scene. It's just, it really, really reminds me of Game of Thrones in that it's bawdy and sweary in a not an attacky way, in a funny way, and doesn't give a fuck about trying to be a kind of teenager-friendly video game. It really does seem like it's come from a book, which of course it has. Yeah, and couple that with a combat system that is reminiscent of Dark Souls, Demon Souls, but a little bit friendlier, but fucking hard. And if you get hit, you've really got to make sure you control a crowd of people. It's all swordplay. Yeah. It just made me think of how RPGs are they're kind of coming of age at the moment as like a real mainstream video game option. They've always been the kind of connoisseur's genre of choice for storytelling and complicated gameplay systems, but they've been off-putting to a lot of people because of those complicated gameplay systems, be it sort of unusual turn-based stuff or just clicky combat or like World of Warcraft type stuff. But here you've got Mass Effect, Skyrim to a lesser extent, although that's still a bit hitty. And now this really feels like it's starting to become the smart choice for an adult gamer who wants something a bit more out of their games beyond just mechanics and fun gameplay. I've always video gaming since I was a kid been interested in the medium as a potential to tell stories, and I get let down so often, but I'm always up for it. I'm always up for a way of being told a story, a way of involving myself in a story, and The Witcher 2 is a game that seemingly is going to be able to take me on a completely unique path through a story that is based on my own choices, which is something that you cannot do in other mediums, which is why there's so much potential and why it's so often wasted on shit muscle-bound idiot. I always use that muscle-bound idiot stories, but I like Gears of War. That's always the touchstone for shit game stories, but that's actually quite good. But you know what I mean? Just like fucking Fracture, that's the worst. Jet Brody, fuck you.
I played. It looks fucking great for a 360 game, though, eh?
Yes, it does.
Really good. I played it last year on the PC, and you know what my memory's like, so my memory of it is fucking hazy, but I remember being so impressed by how the moral choices wasn't a choice between good and evil. It was the lesser of two evils almost every time. And it was just the grimness and the grittiness of it really did feel like a genuinely adult proposition, and there aren't many of those.
And I think the fact that it's Polish and they just don't give a fuck in the same way, that they're not interested in pandering. They had that audience, and they happen to have now made a game that's good enough that it's going to broaden their own audience rather than they're pandering to an audience. People are okay with tough stuff and interesting stuff. Like I said, Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, people like intelligent things. And this definitely seems like it's going to be one of the few games that manages to do that outside of the indie space, and a big fucking game that's got a brain.
No, I can't wait. I should be getting it later this week, and I can't wait. I'm going to get stuck into it again.
I'll get full proper opinions, next week when the embargo's drop. That's just my first thoughts. I might fucking hate it, but
you won't.
I doubt that very much. But I'm really impressed. I'm very excited about the potential for RPGs going forward.
Yeah, genuine.